Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Brave Cat here once again with another Frontier Signals update, and it is 1/28, January 28th. I gotta say, things are going fast, man. I feel like everything, I don't even have the words for it. Like, global consciousness is it's just ramping up into infinity at this point. Like, I'm starting to get into the theories around Tartaria. I've opened up that can of worms, and I don't know, man. It's just something. So anyways, looking here at some of the stuff I've been adding and some of the global updates for today. I am really happy with the changes I made to this map. It's looking a lot better now. Doesn't look so basic anymore. And yeah, this was a lot of fun to implement. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It's a lot more useful. It's got a lot more geology and map knowledge, and you can do measurements. You can do measurements between points. You can do areas. Oh, okay, well, let's zoom in on this tiny square that I just made. There, now it worked. So you can get areas in here, you can make polygons. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty nice. So that definitely helps if you're comparing earthquakes. You want to see the distance between an earthquake and a volcano, or you just want to look at an area. So I can actually give a pretty good example here. So after I got off last night, there was an earthquake that struck late at night up here in Toronto, 4.1. Which, if you see here, the 4.3 down in Texas. And since we know how pressure translates throughout the US, I'm willing to bet this is literally, these two earthquakes, they're directly related to each other, I'm pretty sure. And it's not like, it's not like this caused this. It's more like both of these earthquakes, I believe, if I'm understanding Dutch's theories correctly, is that these two are both part of the same seismic wave. So the same energy wave that came across the plate dropped off both of these earthquakes. And there could be some other things going on here because, I feel like there's multiple different seismic waves bouncing around in some sort of harmonic or something. We kind of have this like standing wave effect again. So okay, this is perfect to compare. So we have this rare 4.8, 5.0 off in the Pacific. We've got the Texas quake, and then we've got this. And they look pretty much equidistant, but we can literally measure that easily without having to look these up on Google Earth or do anything complicated here. So let's just isolate these events easily using my map. I'm the map. Alright, we're not gonna go there. I don't know why that popped in my head. Give me just 1 second here. Alright, I'm not really sure what happened. Something just kind of broke, so just as a good song turns on. Oh yeah, this one's a banger. So let's isolate these earthquakes again, and let's use my brand new measurement tool here. Now it's not going to be exact, but we can get pretty close. Click on that, and then click on that. Alright, I can already tell it's not exactly equidistant. However, so we've got... Wait, really? Oh, I thought I did this earlier, and it had shorter distance, but that makes sense. Okay, so we got about 5,000 kilometers, or 3,100 miles, between the Texas quake. Oh wait, no, this is combined, isn't it? Yeah, that's why. Okay, that's why. Okay, that's not what I asked for. Let's do this measurement first. Yeah, I was thinking that was a little bit far of a distance for just that. So we finished that, and now let's just make another line. So we go between this and that, roughly. Okay. Okay, so we got 2,300 kilometers. Okay, yeah, that's closer to what I had earlier. About 1,500 miles almost. And then between this one over here... Is there something... That's weird. Doesn't this line look a little bit longer than that one? Is this some sort of optical illusion or something? Okay, well, either way, it could just be... Again, this is not a... Yeah, that's what it is, this map. It's because this style of map is going to have those kinds of distortions. Yes. Okay, I totally forgot about that. But that makes perfect sense. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure Greenland isn't supposed to look that big. I think we've all hopefully been there in school in a geography class or whatever, looking at the different map projections. This is not an accurate representation of size. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so these are actually very equidistant. They're equidistant only within, less than a couple hundred miles of a difference. So that's the point that I'm making. Is these are equidistant earthquakes. We have a standing wave. Now I don't know the exact physics on this, but imagine this middle quake being basically, well, I don't really know exactly how it works, but it's like each one of these quakes here is like the peak of the standing wave. Imagine like literally just a sine wave, and so you have the peaks, and now the valleys should also see maybe some sort of activity. Alright, maybe I should have paid more attention in geometry, algebra. I don't know. They told me I'd use that stuff one day. Maybe in this case, some of those maths would help. But no, I'm just gonna stick to it, man. I think just basic math is all you really need, unless you're like really trying to be a physicist or something. But anyways, I don't even know what I'm rambling about at this point. But look at this. Philippines. Now, okay, this is something that deserves some sort of ramble. Philippines is just going crazy. I mean, this is all within the last 2 days. And so, okay, like last night, there was, 9, 10 events here. Now there's more than 20. I mean, I don't even know if I can properly count them all. Not including those, right? Let's see. Yeah, no, all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There might be 2 more hiding. Oh my god. There's like 25, 24, 25 earthquakes here. And, okay, I think one of these includes a 5.9. If I was looking at this correctly, yeah, there's a 5.9 in here. I mean, this is ridiculous. These are not aftershocks, okay? I mean, the whole cluster started with like a 4 point something. Every single one of these is upper 4 to lower 5. Okay. Every single one. Well, okay, well now we have a 5.9. These are foreshocks. I mean, it's There's really no other way to look at it. And there's almost nobody else talking about this. I did find, okay, so there is the Earthmaster. Now, okay, I'm assuming Dutch Sense hopefully said something about this. But again, there's a problem here with, like, okay, like, if I wanted to know everything that Dutch says about things, I'd have to have his Twitch stream, his live stream, open 24/7. Like, you know, he doesn't announce when he's talking unless it's major. You know, he doesn't upload YouTube videos unless it's major. Well, usually, yeah, unless it's major or it involves the US. So, you know, having to rely on Dutch on his Twitch live stream, I don't know if he fully understands how inconvenient that is for most people. Like, we can't always, you know, people have jobs, people have hobbies, people have things to do. We can't always be tuned into a live stream waiting for him to say something. He doesn't save his clips over there. He doesn't, you know, like, you have to be on the live stream when he's talking, otherwise you miss it. So that's why I'm saying almost nobody's talking about this. This is the only source I could really find. We can even look on X, just looking up the Philippines in the search bar. Well, okay, there was some crazy, something crazy happened. An RPG being fired at a Land Cruiser. Oh my god, yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's not what we're here for, but now, okay, it's going to show some of my posts. That's not because they're popular. Okay, I got 29 views on this 11 hours ago. It's just showing up because, well, it's me. I'm logged in. So, of course, it's going to show that. And that's all it really shows. Yeah, here we got that. WTF is going on in Philippines, replying to one of these. And you know, these don't get that many views, and they're not talking about foreshock or anything like that. They're just reporting it. So there's essentially nobody talking about this. And this is almost exactly what happened up here in Kamchatka before there was a megaquake. I mean, seriously, like, nothing tiny, you know, there was like a 8.8 up here. There was multiple 7s. I mean, this place, you know, the thing is, all right, this area is very unpopulated, so, okay, luckily that didn't, you know, do a whole lot. But, okay, we're talking about the Philippines. Like, this is a populated area, okay? And then the tsunami warning that could potentially come from that would be extreme, you know, for all these surrounding areas, even Australia probably, Japan, heck, even probably Hawaii would see a tsunami coming from here. So, yeah, I mean, this looks, honestly, this looks even crazier than the foreshocks that were going on up here last year. So, yeah, I don't know, you know, I'm just screaming out into the void. I know nobody's going to hear this, and, you know, nobody's going to get the warning. And so now I think I'm getting a taste of what Dutch Sense has experienced for the last, like, 15 years. Because, again, he was the one who predicted the Japan megaquake. Now, see, he should be predicting this. I don't know where he is. He's probably somewhere. Maybe he said something. I didn't get the memo. But here we are. Okay, there's a 5.9 and 25 other pretty dang significant earthquakes. I'm actually going to look into this a little bit more here. This is one of the more recent ones in the stack. Oh man, it's just crazy. I mean, these are all happening off into the water. But still, that, you know, whatever these foreshocks, whatever the main event is, I mean, it might be in this area. It might be somewhere else. Close by. So, I mean, look, if there's a major event, I mean, yeah, I hope it is in the water. Because then, I mean, actually, this would be a pretty good case scenario, even for tsunamis, because then, if it happened here, I'm pretty sure that would mean the land would be blocking off the rest of the Pacific, and I don't know. It's just, look, this is not good. Okay, this is not good. And I'm going to be doing a lot of that in every single video, pretty much. Is just me screaming out into the void, being like, screaming Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Look at this, oh my god. And then the thing happens and nobody's prepared for it, and nobody cared about it until it happens, and then it's like, oh no, yeah, fucking told ya. I told ya, fools. But you didn't listen, did ya? Sorry, sometimes a little bit of salt comes out too. Oh, and speaking of things happening, okay, here it looks like... Okay, I would imagine this counts as part of Dutch's forecast. And there's still a few more days. You know, he forecasted that almost a week ago. Not even, like 3, maybe 4 days ago. So we still have 3 to 4 more days to watch. That includes... this area here. Okay, just because this hasn't happened yet, again, we're not done with the watch period. Okay, we're looking at, you know, a 7 to 10 days in these watch periods. Okay, it's not like we can predict tomorrow's earthquakes. Okay, but you know, it is a 7 to 10 day forecast. So look, we've already got 2 of these zones hit. I don't know if this one counts. He was looking for similar sized activity, I think up here in Colombia, or something around here. And then one down here, and then potentially a 6. Still waiting around the middle point. But look, we've had these 2 arrows hit, so I think that counts. And now we're waiting for California-Nevada border. We've had 3s. What else have we had? Anything else? Yeah, we've just had 2s and 3s kind of filling in these areas here. And it looks like, you know, a lot of the rest of that activity, that pressure, moved on here through Texas and all the way up into Toronto. Which I didn't know this, but I guess he did also forecast this zone as well. And I think now he's looking for more activity in around New York, somewhere around New York. Which, you know, we've had... Anything? We've had some more little things happen up here, but... well, no, those are all older. What am I talking about? So, nothing yet. But yeah, that's what that's looking like. We're gonna go through the solar data, just because that's always fun. I think it's almost more fun looking at the solar data when there's nothing crazy going on. Which, watching Ben's video, couple of Ben's last videos, he doesn't seem to like it when the sun is chill. He doesn't seem to like that. He thinks it's boring, which I find kind of funny because I don't know. There's always things going on in the sun. I mean, you just look at it, it's never totally stagnant. I mean, just because it's not threatening to kill us all doesn't mean it's not still a beautiful creature, you know? I mean, you know, let's just take a look. So, okay, looks like we briefly popped into 5 KP5. That was probably the coronal hole. Let's see, where's the coronal hole at now? Yeah, the coronal hole, it basically went away. But we probably got the enhanced solar wind from that. This is actually a slightly more contrasted view of it. So yeah, after a couple days, that the solar wind from that hits us. It's probably what that was from. But let's take a look at this one. I mean, this is like the beautiful view of it. You know, you get to see every little thing going on, basically. Yeah, we got another interesting looking offshoot there. I mean, there's always things going on here. Even when, you know, even when there's not a major flare happening, I don't find this to be boring at all. I mean, it's always doing something. So, you know, that's what we got there. We're gonna take a look at the magnetic field lines, see if those have changed. It's like the ones down here kind of spread out a little bit. And, you know, they're all dancing around. We've got some ones over here that just go straight out. And they're gonna look pretty much the same on all of these. Just different colors. This one looks pretty nice. And, you know, the sunspots, they're not doing nothing. Charging hazards? Oh, wow, look at this. It's almost like a complete 360. We got the internal charging and the external charging with only one spot that's green. Yeah, I don't know. That's just crazy. Like, what is going on up there? Yeah, the auroral forecasts, those are nothing. In fact, that's how the auroras should look, okay? You know, when we get auroras down here in Florida and like Costa Rica and like, no, you should not. If you're seeing auroras this far down, that means something's wrong. And, you know, I know it takes a lot for some people to swallow that pill. Even a lot of aurora watchers and enthusiasts. Yeah, it's just pretty colors. Oh, nothing's wrong. Well, no, something is wrong. I mean, you can enjoy the auroras all you want. But I would just hope that you would actually understand that is not normal, okay? Yeah, even with solar activity, you should only really see auroras like up in Canada and Siberia, okay? I mean, there's been auroras in Australia. Now, that's a different set of auroras, you know, that comes from the southern pole. But still, I mean, that's pretty far. That's still pretty far. When you see auroras over here, or even like, you know, the southern tip of South America, no. You shouldn't be seeing those, okay? So, you know, it's like, it's not normal, okay? And we've been seeing those auroras that far south numerous times in just the past couple years. Every time we have a solar storm now, those auroras go everywhere. Again, that's not normal, all right? The magnetic field is weakening. The poles are moving. And more, I mean, the evidence is a landslide. Okay, that's what I mean. What I said at the beginning of the video, where like everything is light speed right now. Like evidence, if you're not keeping up, I mean, you're not just getting left behind. You're going to be buried underneath questions, okay? You're not going to know what the world even is anymore if you're not looking into these things. Ancient history, patterns, events, things that have been covered up. And it's all coming out. Like, it's all coming out quickly. You know, I mean, it's becoming a full-time job almost, just to keep up. So, that being said, I'm going to take a look at the volcanic activity here. Got the map, which is also on my website, which hopefully, again, it'll be coming out soon. But at this point, there's really no hurry. Unless anyone wants to rush me on that, but I don't think anyone cares. So we'll just take a look at the volcanoes. There's like 7 of them going on here. Just in Kamchatka alone, we've got several in the Central America region. Tons in the Indo-Australian plate. Because again, that is just moving tremendously. I mean, it's kind of insane how much this has been moving. So, okay, so we haven't had, doesn't look like we've really had any more deep earthquakes, except for maybe this one. You know, these are all a few days old. This one's a few days old. This one here, what is that, a 4.5? How deep is that? Damn, 573 kilometers? That's still ridiculous. That's pretty deep, you know? Yeah, that's pretty deep. And oh, it looks like we got one over here too. So, yeah, 4.5. And another one, 4.8. That one's not as deep. 300, yeah, that could definitely affect things pretty significantly. I haven't even talked about Japan. Okay, I've been talking about Philippines, Kamchatka, and the West Coast. I haven't even talked about Japan. There's still, I mean, you see it. There's still things going on here. There's 5s. We got 2 5s. Not quite as worried about it. However, that's going to change pretty quickly. With the activity going on in Kamchatka, with whatever the hell is going on down here in Philippines. Look, Japan is basically the middle point of those two things. And that is not the kind of middle point that you want to be in. If this is going on, So, I don't know. There could be some risk going on with Japan. However, the current activity isn't too much to be worried about. But if something big cracks open here, and then something big cracks open here, look, man, this is the next place to look. And, that's not good. But the only good thing is, at least some people, a fraction of the people, are going to have some sort of heads up. Because luckily there is some people actually trying to make a difference in this world. Dutch Sense, Ben Davidson, Jimmy Corsetti. Sorry, what? What was that? And Stefan, okay. I guess, see, I put Stefan Burns in my descriptions because, he does things too. Even if he doesn't admit some of the other things going on. Even if he's constantly talking about extremely rare events happening. And all these things, Stefan is covering these things as well. But he doesn't admit anything about what I said regarding the magnetic fields weakening, the poles shifting, blah, blah, blah. Earth's cyclical disaster cycle that is rapidly becoming uncovered. I mean, to the point where, we're mapping out where the poles were last, where the poles are going to be next. All right, Greenland's going to actually be green when this all happens. And all sorts of other things, and when you look in the previous geology, the geomagnetic data, history, religion, myth, legend, when you look back, it's all there. It's all there, man. So, what more can I say? I'm just beating a dead horse, but, not really, no. This is like, I'm not beating a dead horse until everybody's heard about it, okay? And so far, I think maybe 5%, less than 5% of the population actually has a clue about any of this. So, anyways, I think that'll do it for today's video. Again, I'll be keeping on the updates here, functionality, trying to get more things in here. Pretty much anything that I don't already have added, I've at least tried and need to figure out more solutions for. In regards to getting all these on here, that's a different can of worms. So on and so forth. It's just a matter of time. So anyways, though, hope y'all enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you all in the next.